What is happening, friends, family, followers,
Enemies.
frenemies,
Nemesis.
nemesises?
Nemesis.
I think you got it right, nemesis. We're going with that.
Yeah.
We're word people. We're allowed to make up words.
That's an opening.
I'm Ryan McCaffrey. I think this is Podcast Unlocked, or maybe it's Wordcast
We're in a
Unlocked.
weird mood because the lighting is strange.
Yeah, we're broadcasting today from
the bunker?
from the 4 a.m. like after a rave when the lights come on. Just that like, oh no, wait. No, I didn't.
No, you did. You did.
Some of these references they're not going to get because it looks really blue to us, but it won't look like that
Movies.
to them.
Cinema.
Yes, to the viewers.
The power
it
of
will look
editing.
a little bit different, but...
Okay.
Anyway, my name's Ryan McCaffrey. This is episode 187, Ride or Die edition
Oh my
of
God.
Podcast Unlocked.
Okay, so I saw Ride or Die, and I didn't realize, and I was like, oh, God, 187.
That's right.
Remember
Marty
that?
Sleva, good to see
Hey,
you.
it's good to be here.
You're here in the office for once.
I know. I think I'm going to be here for like
two shows in a row
week.
now.
I know. It's a record.
That's great.
I'm going to go for 3.
Sean Finnegan, good to see you.
Good to see you as well, Ryan. Marty, how's it going?
It is
Shark.
just lovely. Chomp, 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 chomp.
Yeah.
A lot of people on assignment. Mitch is on assignment.
Yeah, and I'm going to be on assignment on Wednesday in the future when you see
Yeah.
this.
So we're recording this on Monday, which means inevitably Tuesday or Wednesday something huge will happen.
Yeah.
And we'll miss it. So
Yeah. Activision will buy Nintendo and Sony and Microsoft.
It's one of those
one console
chestnuts.
future
Yeah.
will have
Force them
begun.
to only make Tony Hawk games.
yeah.
No. Tony Hawk's like, excellent. My master plan is coming
Man, he
to
seems.
fruition.
I don't think he's that evil.
We don't
don't
know.
know. I guess
we don't
I've
know
never
anything
met him, yeah.
about Tony Hawk. I met him once at a behind closed doors demo at E3. Nice guy, but for all I know,
He
could have
was
been.
petting a cat and he was in like a leather chair.
I shot a sketch with him with Mike Jucker and Brian Altano. It was awesome. Cool guy, actually.
Okay. Not evil then.
So we're decided.
Tony Hawk,
good
not
people.
evil.
Tony Hawk's good people. Skating
This
on
is a
the
game where
all
you go around and do
platforms.
nice things for people. Like you help old women across the street.
Right,
Or, like
it's a-
or you're skateboarding and the security guard's like, please stop that. You're damaging the property.
Like,
You're
oh,
like,
sorry.
oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
I'm
My
sorry. I
apologies.
apologize for that. It's basically Paperboy,
Yeah, exactly.
but you're Tony Hawk.
Yeah, I like
on a
it.
skateboard instead of a bicycle.
You're actually onto
Speaking
something.
of which, of all the things to never come back, how did Paperboy never come back?
That's a really good
It
point.
was a great.
How is there not like a
Not
Paperboy
an engaging
HD
enough title.
on like XBLA?
I thought one eventually shipped. But yeah, it seems like
You need a better name. I've never played Paperboy, but
Paper Girl.
I wouldn't buy a game called Paperboy just
You
because it's
wouldn't?
called
You've never played
Paperboy.
Paperboy?
Well, I
No.
guess-
I played it in the arcade actually like a month or two ago at the
I guess
barcade
the
that opened up.
problem now is nobody gets newspapers anymore. Kids wouldn't even know what a Paperboy is.
That's
true.
true. Yeah.
It'd
Is
just
that a
be like,
profession that still
he
happens? I'm
throws-
sure
I
it
think
is.
so.
Right?
He throws tablets at your door, tablet computers, iPads at your
You could
doorstep.
you could become like an Amazon.
Ow!
You could become an Amazon drone. And you could just fly around cities and drop packages off in front of people's
Yes.
houses.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Please make
That
that
game's
game.
gonna get weird.
We're gonna start that on Kickstarter.
That's gonna be one of the first Amazon games. That's what Clint Hawking and Kim Swift are working on.
That's what they went. That's what they left their respective careers to go do. So yeah, it's 187. For those of you that remember the original Xbox, I reviewed a terrible, terrible video game called 187 Ride or Die.
Yeah.
Basically, it was the post GTA San Andreas dark period of let's make thug games
Yeah.
that are cast you as like a gang member.
Yeah, like 50 Cent Blood in the Sand.
Wait,
That was the next
360.
gen. Yeah.
But
yeah.
no, but that wasn't there a 50 Cent game before that?
Before Blood in the Sand? I
Or
don't know.
not.
Was he in Def Jam Vendetta?
No, I thought there were two 50. See, now I got to look all this stuff up.
Marty, aren't you IGN's resident 50 Cent expert?
I
How do
am.
you know
True,
this?
and
I am.
Kanye.
And Kanye.
Waiting
yeah.
for him to make a game.
Kanye has been tweeting almost nude pictures of Kim Kardashian all day, just with like picture after picture, just with the caption "swish" with exclamation points. I'm like, I don't know what that means. Kanye, I love you. I'm gonna review the Kanye game and give it a 10. I already wrote my review. I don't even know what game it is. He's working on it again. Yeah, done.
Because there's
it
no
already
possible
happened.
way it can't be anything other than a
No, other than
masterpiece.
perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
I knew it. It was
What
Blood
was
in the
it?
Sand was the second one, but the original Xbox, 50 Cent Bulletproof,
Oh,
which was not that good. Blood in the Sand
Sand was actually
good.
good, yeah.
It was legitimately good.
yeah.
So
Video games
that
are weird.
happened.
I mean, he's not very bulletproof, right?
No, he got shot numerous
Yeah,
times.
9 times.
9
right?
times.
Yeah.
Right?
So
That's what.
quite not
That's why his name's
bulletproof,
50 Cent,
actually.
because he had enough lead pulled out of his body to make a 50 cent piece. I don't know.
Aren't those made out
Dude
of
could get a
silver?
Coke.
I don't know.
You could get a
Yeah,
soda.
you could get a soda.
Zinc.
Zinc.
Aren't 50 cent coins made out of zinc?
Zinc's not even real. I heard zinc's a made up element.
Doesn't zinc
I
help
don't
you
think
get
it's an
over
element.
colds?
Yeah.
I think it's an alloy.
I don't know what an alloy. I definitely don't know what an alloy is.
It's a liquid metal alloy.
We've gone too far down the science hole.
Yeah.
This is not tech fetish. Get us out of here.
Anyway, I want to thank everybody for the kind words on the Adam Orth interview from last week. That was a lot of fun for me to do. One of the harder interviews for me to do in the sense that it, it's had to get a little more personal than we usually do in our line of work.
Yeah.
And to Adam's credit, I mean, there were a couple people that were like, "Man, just talk about the game." Like, well, Adam did see all the questions ahead of time just to make sure.
Yeah, you weren't. This wasn't like a burn job or anything.
No, God, no. Normally, I actually don't like to give people the questions ahead of time, and a lot of people are okay with that. But in this case, it was just like, let's just make
you're
sure.
Gonna have to talk about some touchy
Well,
topics,
plus, like in games culture, there's a lot of overlap now between the creators and the people and the games themselves. Like, in some way, you might be disingenuous for not asking those questions or ignoring hard questions like that.
Yeah, and part of the narrative behind Adrift is talking about where this game came from.
Yeah,
and it came from
absolutely,
sort of an awful series of events.
But Adam was great. Loved having him on the show.
Game looks cool.
Everybody, yeah, be sure to check out the exclusive Adrift coverage on IGN from last week if you happen to miss it. Week 1 was Firewatch.
Yep.
This week we've got Everybody's Gone to the Rapture in full swing, which I know it's a PS4 exclusive, so our audience may or may not care.
Yeah.
But
game looks cool.
Game looks very.
If you
very
like these first-person no shooters, first-person hold the shooters,
first-person holstered weapons,
FPX, first-person experience.
Week 4's game next week, the last one, not a first-person anything. That much I can promise you.
We can confirm. You see your character.
We know what you look like. So yeah, Destin and I are gonna be. He's just not here because he hates me. And you.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Especially you.
Yeah.
It's because I sit next to him.
No.
Yeah.
I'm always whispering in his ear as he's trying to raid in Destiny. I'm like, Destin, shoot that guy.
Destin, stop playing this game. Please,
Why aren't you
Destin,
shooting that
play
guy?
another game.
Yeah, he and I are off to Montreal, which I only say because it doesn't narrow it down at all, because half of all video games are made in Montreal. But we'll be bringing back what I hope will be awesomeness.
Yep. That's and stuff that Xbox fans will enjoy.
Yeah, I can promise Xbox relevance on this. So look for that
cool.
soon-ish.
Yeah.
And I think that's about it. There was one thing I was out in the city over the weekend, and I saw something. I wanted to see if I'm nuts on this. Help me out with this, guys. So I saw somebody walking a greyhound.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
You're familiar with this breed of dog?
Yes.
It was thin racing one.
Yeah.
Right?
It was clearly an older greyhound, retired. Could have been a rescue from a racing life. I'm not sure. I know a lot of them are. I have personal friends who do rescue retired racing greyhounds. But it got me thinking. Have you guys ever seen a greyhound puppy? I've only ever seen old retired greyhounds.
Oh man,
are they genetically engineered racing dogs?
Are they born as
adults who just race?
Man.
I've never seen a greyhound puppy. It started making me crazy. I started thinking about it, I've never seen a greyhound puppy.
That is crazy.
And if you think you have, make sure you're not thinking about a whippet, which is basically a miniature greyhound.
They're called whippets?
I'm not kidding.
All right.
Look it up.
I had a different term for a whippet. We're not going to go into that, though.
That's a drug thing.
That's a drug thing.
That's a drug thing.
That's for tech fetish.
But have you guys ever seen a greyhound?
No, I don't
puppy?
think so. Now you're freaking me out. I've also
yeah.
never seen a baby pigeon before.
True.
That's also
Someone
true.
else pointed that out.
Yeah.
Where are all the baby pigeons? No, I'm not even in pictures or on the internet. Where
I've ruined your day, haven't I?
No one's ever seen a baby. Oh my God, what's happening?
I've ruined everyone's day.
What is going on?
I'm so sorry.
I can't continue.
On that note,
none of this matters.
Remember last week where it was sort of light news? Well, we got some big stuff to talk about this week, right after this fun little musical interlude. All right, we have returned. It is news time.
Yes.
We just time traveled. You guys will never know it. It's like
everything's different.
Like we left and came back, and
we
to
were
you,
5 years
to
older.
you, the journey was instantaneous. But for us, it's been like 6 minutes.
I thought you were going to say like a bigger number, but yeah, it's been about 6 minutes.
6 minutes.
Yeah, hasn't been that exciting.
I'm an honest guy. What can I say? So, to no one's surprise this week, Titanfall 2 officially confirmed by Vince Zampella at the BAFTA Awards, which is the British something.
Arts, Film, Television, something awards.
I think that is correct. Yeah.
Or something.
Anyway, it's the awards that are actually voted on by peers, game development peers, which means they're very respected and regarded well. Shadow Mordor took home the Game of the Year with that, I believe.
Shadow Mordor's taking home awards everywhere.
Yeah, a lot
GDC
of
awards.
trophies. They have to build a new trophy case up there in Seattle.
Woo.
Up at Monolith.
Yeah.
Yeah, Titanfall 2 confirmed, and it will, as everyone's sort of expected and been hinted at, be multi-platform. So, A, does this bother anyone? B, what do you guys want out of it?
Doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
More
definitely
people playing the game is better for the brand, better
Yeah.
for the competition.
Absolutely.
I still think most people are going to play it on Xbox. Like, Xbox just has that first-person shooter competitive lineage. Like,
Yeah.
Call of Duty's been multi-platform for years and years, and still most people play that competitively on Xbox One.
True.
And Call
Totally.
of Duty Championships are on Xbox as well. I think people just prefer that system for that type of shooter. But what do I want? What do you want from it?
I'd like a.
Sean Finnegan deferring.
Yeah, I have to think about
I'd
it.
like a cool single player mode.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big campaign guy in shooters. Like
too.
I dabble in Call of Duty multiplayer, but I love Call of Duty campaigns generally. And I mean, the core base they have down for Titanfall is so good. The game feels so good to play. The traversal when you're on foot, wall riding and jumping. And jetpack, everything feels great. The actual act of getting into a Titan feels fantastic. But I'm hoping that they can mold that into a cool story with interesting scenarios. Yeah, that's sort of the big thing for me. Like they've got the multiplayer down, especially now. Like over time,
Oh, yeah.
The Titanfall now is very different than the Titanfall that launched.
Yeah, everything's free right now, by the way, which I
That's
think
right.
we covered on
Forever.
last week's
Yeah.
show.
Um,
Yeah, all the extra content. So it basically is like, I don't want to call it a 1.5. It's more like I also don't want to be too cynical.
It's almost
but
like a Game of the Year edition, sort of.
that's a better way to put
yeah.
it. The cynical thing I was thinking of saying, but this was going to sound bad, was that what it is now is sort of what it should have been at ship.
Yeah,
But
I mean, yeah. That's
anyway,
not, that's
there's a
not
lot
super
more
unfair.
to it now.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, it is a valid criticism to call it kind of bare bones when it
I mean,
ships, right?
that was one of my criticisms in the
Yeah,
review.
totally.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I gave it an 8.9, and that was part of the reason that I just
Not
couldn't
invalid
quite.
at all.
Yeah.
The core of that gameplay is very, very strong. Like you
Mm-hmm.
pointed out, it's just a lot of fun to play. It's similar to Destiny, right? Like there wasn't a lot in it at launch, but just getting in and shooting and doing things was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the whole mingle player thing, especially because I got into Titanfall a little bit later than everyone else because
Yeah.
I didn't buy an Xbox One like right at launch, and by the time I wanted to jump into the campaign, like no one was playing it, and so
Well,
I just never played it.
That's a problem because that's the thing. You had to play the campaign in order to unlock the customizable variants
Yeah.
of the other two Titans.
And to play the campaign, you needed other people to be in your multiplayer lobby, which
Right.
was
Because it's
just
the
kind of
campaign
dumb.
is multiplayer only. It's just there's a little barely there narrative stitching
yeah.
between each mission.
and that's kind of the term that like I think everyone hated, but it is accurate at describing what it was, which is mingle player, right? It's single multiplayer. You need multiple people.
Everyone
to
That's
play
the first
single
time I've
player.
heard that
Really?
in my life.
Oh, that's like
Mingle player, Levolution, Drivatars.
Do you do
Bullet in the
mingle
mouth.
player on Tinder? You swipe right for that?
no,
You're like, not yet, not
Wait a
as of
second.
now.
no. Well, I'm on your side. A strong campaign, like a very Modern Warfare 2-esque campaign, would be awesome. Maybe 6 to 8 hours. Like, tell me a cool cinematic story with big, awesome set pieces.
Yeah.
You're in this super cool world. Like a lot of the promotional material that they had for Titanfall, like those kind of fake infomercials, like that were designed by the company that makes the Titans. Like those were cool to watch. Like
Totally.
maybe there's some story elements that tie in the company and the manufacturing and make it just more of a sci-fi thing.
Yeah, I would like sort of what Black Ops does, where they have the two different timelines. I'd like to see something where like there's a level where you're piloting the first Titan,
Oh, that
like
Oh.
where and it's a super
great
like
idea.
it's like put together with like spit and duct tape. You
Or
know,
it's like, yeah,
and
it's like-
and it's like malfunctioning, but
When
like
Tony Stark makes his first
Exactly,
suit, it's
yeah,
like this
totally.
big hunkering thing.
But
yeah.
like the enemies see it for the first time and are just like, "What the hell is this thing?
Yeah.
Like how like this is gonna
just
change
crush
warfare."
some
yeah,
people
yeah.
with your feet.
Yeah,
That's cool.
And then at the end of the level, it just breaks down. You're like, "Well, that was a good
Yeah,
test."
I'll make it unanimous because that's what I had.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing that came to mind too. Is I mean I said it when Titanfall came out, but yeah, I want a scripted narrative for it can even not even 4 to 6 hours, just a
Yeah.
nice tight little thing because that's in this universe. Because as you said, Marty, the mechanics are so good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, and what you hinted at, Sean, was you mentioned a Modern Warfare 2 style campaign. I mean, this is Vince Zampella and a lot of the crew
Totally.
that were responsible for Modern Warfare 1 and Modern Warfare 2's
Definitely.
campaigns, which were two of the best Call of Duty campaigns. Modern Warfare 1's campaign in particular was just at the time, it was mind-blowing. At the time, it was so good.
Well, there are experiences in those campaigns that I just had never had, and I'd been playing shooters my whole life up until that point.
Oh, you mean like crawling out of a nuke goes off, springs down your helicopter, you crawl out, and then just die because you were caught in a nuclear blast?
Totally.
Where you have to snipe some fool from so far away that you have to judge for the
blow off his arm?
Yeah,
and take his arm off?
Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
It's like, use the wind to kind of judge how much like you have to lead this. And I was just like, I spent 5 minutes just being like, okay, I think I can hit him from here.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah, and I mean, we bring this up a lot. I think Titanfall is an amazing base. And that's what last gen, we had a lot of stuff like AC1 provided a base that AC2 built on and improved in every way imaginable. Imaginable. I felt the same way about Uncharted 2 to Uncharted 1. I mean, I haven't played A's, but a lot of people feel the same way about, Oblivion to Skyrim.
Totally.
Mass Effect.
It's actually a big trend, just not in games, but also in media. Like the idea of iteration and franchising now as being the most successful way forward. Like, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Fast and the Furious was showing at South by Southwest, and a bunch of respected filmmakers love that movie, think it's amazing, and it took 7 movies to get to the point where it wasn't just like a niche kind of
Fast and Furious 2 is so dumb.
Yeah, well, Fast and Furious 1
Tokyo
is dumb,
Drift
3
is
is
worse.
dumb, 4 is dumb.
Hey, I actually like Tokyo Drift.
You have something wrong with your brain.
Well, DK, the Drift King.
There's a lot not to like in those movies because they're kind of campy in their own way, but they're trying not to be campy. But once you get to 5, they become legit heist action movies with some awesome set pieces, and it's just like it took you 5 iterations to get there.
Yeah.
Titanfall is maybe the same thing. Is like they really honed in on what makes that game what it is, like its core DNA in that first iteration. The second one will probably be like Modern Warfare 1 to Modern Warfare 2, where it's the same core DNA, but just like everything we needed more and bigger and more polished and better levels.
And someone pointed out to me on Twitter, a campaign would make a lot of sense because where else do you go in order to have a $60 sequel?
Totally.
More game modes, more maps.
Yeah.
So it feels like a single-player campaign is a natural progression of where they started from.
I'd like a cool one-off multiplayer mode that's sort of like Zombies, to where you're fighting some sort of extraterrestrial thing, just like a single multiplayer mode. Like doesn't have to tie into the narrative, but when it's almost like a horde mode against an alien invasion, or you're fighting one giant like kaiju kind of monster. Like I would like something where your Titan is dwarfed. Yeah.
Pacific Rim.
Yeah,
mode.
where there's something bigger than your Titan.
That would be
like,
super cool.
Yes, that'd be really, really cool.
Also, more variations in the Titans. Like I imagine that just falls under
4 or 5.
Yeah, like if you guys played it, I played a lot with Alfredo. And,
I'm an ogre guy.
Oh, see, that's the thing is like there is no point in the ogre.
What?
At the competitive level? Like I played with Alfredo, and that was the thing is like Alfredo's crew, they were no joke, like not an understatement, one of the best crews in the world at that game when it was out, and I'd be like, yo, do you use the ogre? Or do you use what was not the Atlas? Was the Strider? Yeah, the Strider's the thinner, faster one. And he was like, no, there's no point in using either of those. Everyone uses just the regular Atlas because it's the best. And you would see that all the time in competitive play. But if you had, more modifications, different weapon sets, maybe 4 or 5 different variations of the actual like classes for Titans, you'd have a lot more balance and variation. That'd be awesome.
My pie in the sky idea that will never happen is that EA and 2K partner up and make Evolve cross Titanfall.
Ooh.
That's not going to happen.
That's probably not going to happen.
That's probably not going to happen.
But I like where you're going with it. Because it's, why not boost both franchises at the same time?
Yeah. Well, my Ogre versus my Goliath.
Who develops it, though? Respawn or Turtle
Rock?
You
could do 2 different games, like how Street Fighter cross Tekken, Tekken cross Street Fighter.
Except the part where Tekken cross Street Fighter never came out and disappeared off the face of the earth forever.
Womp womp. Yeah. Except for that part.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. I remember that announcement happening, and then...
Oh, everyone's forgotten by now.
Yeah.
Here we are.
And now they're working on Street Fighter 5 and Tekken 7.
Well, good for them. The
Whatever
fighting
the new
game
Tekken
community
is.
needs a new game.
Yeah.
Capcom just said, there you go.
Yeah, we did our half. Yeah.
What do you go top that?
Yeah.
Nah, we'll just go.
Yeah.
We're just gonna leave.
Womp womp.
See you guys.
Yeah.
All right. The next big item up for bids here on The Price is Right. Homefront 2. Homefront the Revolution is a video game that was announced at E3 last year. I actually got to see this game at the pre-E3 Judges Week, all under embargo. Of course, my preview, I think, published at or right before E3, where it is CryEngine, and it's obviously a new developer. Because remember, the Homefront franchise has a just insane amount of Like I'm sure the Wikipedia page is
There are
pretty
so
long.
many stories behind this. Yeah.
There's I mean, it started as the studio called Chaos.
Yeah.
KAOS Studios was based in Manhattan, where, by the way, there are no game developers
Yeah.
in Manhattan anymore, presumably because it's so expensive. Although I don't know how that means they're all here.
Yeah.
Well, they're not like
Just as expensive
here in the city. They're all like.
What do you mean? Ubisoft's
the
got
area.
the Rocksmith team is 2 blocks away.
Yeah, but that's Ubi. Ubi's huge.
Right, but they were backed by THQ at the time, and they had money at the time.
Yeah.
What other develop? I don't want to.
Anyway, whatever. But yeah, so Chaos was these guys that started as they made a really popular Battlefield 1942 mod called Desert Combat.
Oh, that
They
was the only one I ever played.
Yeah.
They formed up into a full team, made I thought a very underrated game called Frontlines Fuel of War that had a lot of the same mechanics for original Xbox. Or wait, was it 3? No, it was a 360 game. And then Homefront.
Yeah.
Which again turned out the campaign was at the time. Campaigns were getting shorter, but the
Wasn't that
campaign for
like
this game
4
was like
hours?
3
Yeah.
hours long. I beat it. I think I did it at work, at the office in one sitting.
Yeah.
And it was just like, wait, you start in Colorado, and 3 hours later you end the game in San Francisco. It's like you can't even get there that fast with a plane. Like we've defied like the second to last level. You're flying a helicopter to San Francisco, and then it's like you're on the bridge and the game's over, and it's like that's.
But the multiplayer
Was fantastic.
Multiplayer was super cool.
Vehicle based.
Yeah.
A lot of vehicle stuff, really good multiplayer, but game kind of ended up dying. Then THQ goes out of business. Crytek buys the IP.
Yep.
They hand it to the UK guys, aka the Free Radical team, the Time Splitters dudes. They're making it. Then Crytek. There's something about Homefront. It's
just cursed.
It's got a black cloud over it. But yeah, then Crytek runs into all sorts of financial problems. They allegedly stopped paying a lot of their developers. Like literally, they're missing
sad stories
checks.
coming out of that.
Basically, the entire team up and leaves, but they all just reform under Deep Silver, who in striking while Crytek is vulnerable.
Yeah.
Secures the IP and the development team, and they're called. Damn it, that's not their name. Damn, it's not their.
They're
name.
called Damn It. I can't remember.
I forget.
What they're called. Yeah.
They have a new name now.
Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo UK. No, and so it's basically the same Crytek UK team, aka Free Radical, that's still making Homefront the Revolution, but it's it got thrown way off its development course. And they've now said, okay, not this year. It's going to be 2016 for Homefront the Revolution.
Because we did do an episode months and months ago, I think, about Homefront the Revolution. I think when it was acquired by Deep Silver, maybe that was it. We were talking
Quite
about
possibly.
it for some reason, and that was a long time ago. And now it's even further delayed. That's crazy.
But the whole idea of this one, which I really liked what I saw. It was a vertical slice, to be fair, so it wasn't necessarily anything that's going to become real. First of all, the rain effects were amazing. Like it looked incredible. CryEngine 3.
Was it playable or were you watching?
It was playable.
Yeah.
They played it right in front of us. And then, but it was set in Philadelphia, which not a lot of games are.
Yeah, that's
Philly's a
interesting.
weirdly underutilized city in video games these days. And the North Korean invaders from the first game, that's the whole sort of thrust of the universe, have occupied Philadelphia, and so you're part of a sort of resistance team that's trying to take Philadelphia back.
Nice.
But the idea was that it was sort of open world, where you could go to different spots and take on different missions in the city.
Sort of like the Stalker games a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'd have there's an RC car with like a camera and a bomb on it, and you can do different little things with that. And there was a lot to like about this game, and then it just got thrown so far off course by the storm that just hit it from the political stuff up top. I'm really curious to see what this game turns into.
Yeah, and I don't the story just came out this morning that Crytek is getting ready to announce like this huge licensing deal with someone, and they were just hinting at like not exactly sure what that means, as if they're licensing their engine out or if they are going to make a licensed
Yeah,
game.
like a Disney thing. Or,
Yeah,
who knows
So
what.
I don't. Yeah, but it sounds like there's a lot of money in that thing. So maybe that's helping keep Crytek afloat.
I guess so.
Yep.
But this is now, of course, Homefront is now fully Deep Silver's property.
Yeah,
It is their game. They are making it. They
that's
own
right.
it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah, who knows what's going to happen with
Yeah.
with Crytek? But
Yeah, but I mean, it's not to me. It's not surprising that this got delayed because I didn't think any
No.
of us like.
It was just a matter of how far,
Sure,
right?
yeah.
Because when you they couldn't work on the game, they weren't being paid, so
Totally,
they stopped
yeah.
showing up to work as well. They should.
Yeah.
Like forget it. I'm not going to work 60,
Yeah, exactly.
60, 80 hours a week and
Yeah.
not get paid. That's
Totally.
not a good plan for me and my family. But the other point I wanted to make about this is that I can't believe we're here in March 2015. And we already are filling out 2016
The
with
delay luge has begun.
God.
I did it! I did it, Mom! Delay luge!
Justin. That one was for you.
Yeah, I mean, last week with Uncharted, this week with Homefront 2, and there are going to be, no joke, I bet there will be a double-digit amount of games that are going to get delayed till 2016.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
And last week we talked a lot about Quantum Break.
Yeah.
Is that a real delay? Is it not? And as I said, I still think it's going to be 2016 for that game, and it makes sense for that game to be 2016. So
Yep.
probably looks like Quantum Break may be on that
Yeah.
list as
I
well.
wouldn't be shocked if something like Zelda gets delayed. I wouldn't be shocked if even Tomb Raider got delayed.
Could happen.
Yeah, and then a whole mess of third-party stuff. Like Ubisoft insists that the Division, Rainbow Six, and Assassin's Creed are all coming out this fall.
Right.
I bet one of them won't.
Assassins is.
Yeah, I mean, hell or high water. Assassin's is coming out this fall.
that's
Yeah.
going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, which is fine. I mean, I think it's just you need to stop announcing dates on games this early. Just
That's my
don't do
thing.
that.
Is like, what's the point in that?
Yeah. What's the
Well-
point of saying that this game, like the worst offender was Arkham Knight last year, where it got revealed at E3. They said it's
Literally
coming out in
like
October.
2 weeks
Dated,
later.
yeah.
And then like 2 weeks later, like, oh no, by the way, it's getting delayed till the next year. And it got delayed 9 months, which
Yeah,
is fine. Like, I'm willing to wait, but just don't announce the date in the first place.
I have heard that it's sometimes, not all the time, that it genuinely has to do with like investors and quarterly
Yeah.
disclosures kind of thing. Like, here's what we have in our fiscal quarter. But you're right. Like, there's no need to announce specific dates. Like
Yeah.
November 2015. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then actually, we were totally joking about that November 2015.
Yeah,
thing.
totally. Yeah.
So
It's a bummer.
I don't know, man.
But it's fine. Like, I'm totally, the whole Miyamoto thing of a delayed game is delayed 6 months, a bad game's bad forever. That, whatever
That
that
is true.
phrase is. Like, I'm totally, just take as much time as you need for
Although
a game.
publishers probably wouldn't go for that anyways. No, a bad game is bad until we patch it.
Until
Until we patch it 17 times.
A bad game's bad for the next 3 months, and then it's an okay game. Yeah.
It'll be all right. It'll be all right in
Yeah.
time. But man, yeah, you got to go up with you got Halo, Call of Duty, Assassins, Star Wars Battlefront.
Totally. Yeah.
It's a rough.
There are games that I'm
It's a
sure
rough
are
fall.
going to be announced at E3 that are going to come out this fall.
Yep, of course.
Yeah,
There
I know,
always
yeah.
are. Yeah, should be good times.
Yeah.
Bad for our wallets,
Womp
as
womp.
usual.
Start stealing things.
Like the games. No,
Start
don't do that.
start robbing businesses. Do heists in real life.
Don't do that.
Don't do heists in real life.
Don't do that.
If you
Not
do,
having-
don't blame us.
Or
blame,
just blame Marty specifically.
blame Sean.
tweet at McBiggity.
No, I didn't do it. Can't get arrested. Mom, I'm sorry.
All right. February NPD sales are in, gentlemen. This is always a fun time for the fanboys out there.
This
Who
joke
won?
This joke you put down is the worst.
Yeah.
Is it?
The
The Michael J. Fox joke.
Oh, yeah. Well, now you've ruined it.
I'm sorry. you ruined it for me by writing it down.
Now it
It
definitely
wasn't a bad
won't
Michael
land.
J. Fox.
I
joke.
can't
Don't worry.
remember anything if I don't write it down
Yeah.
anymore. That's the problem.
Old man Ryan.
No, I was just going to say, call Michael J. Fox because it was Spin City for everybody this month.
How many of our audience legit knows what that show is?
It was on for a long time.
Ryan,
Yeah,
I
but
am
on, like-
mad about you.
I don't even know what
Oh.
network that was on. What was that?
I'm going to
on?
Helen
NBC?
Hunt you to
I'm gonna polarizer above you. I have nothing else. I want to get out of
think
this
we just
90s
high-fived
sitcom.
and be done
Bam,
with it.
I'm
I'm now
out.
in
Not
boom, done.
continue.
We just went through the NBC primetime lineup right there.
Must-see
Actually,
TV.
I think Spin City was on ABC, but whatever. It's television. It's network television.
Didn't David Spade take over the show after Michael J. Fox got
He
sick?
did. Yeah, I think so.
The dumbest. Everything's the dumbest. So yeah,
What
what
the hell
happened
were
this
we
month?
talking
What
about?
happened this month? NPD.
Oh, NPD. So yeah,
What were they spinning? That's what we were gonna. That was the direction.
or
we
as
were
I
going.
like to call it, the monthly corporate dick waving
Yeah,
moment.
pretty much. Yeah.
And once again, Sony triumphing, sort of.
Yeah.
Sony claimed they were the #1 home console because the 3DS actually beat it. The new 3DS came
Yeah.
out and crushed everybody.
Yeah,
this
Majora's
month.
Mask was the #1 selling game. I
Number
was
one
super
selling
surprised by
game.
that.
That's
I
great.
don't know why. Like, I think it's great, but it's like weird that a 15-year-old remaster of the weirdest Zelda game was #1. That was awesome.
Literally no one but Nintendo sits on that kind of nostalgic
Yeah,
power.
totally, absolutely.
And no one, I don't know if anyone ever will sit on
Yeah,
that kind
seriously.
of nostalgic power.
But also, I mean, nothing else really big came out.
Nah, you had Evolve, you had the
February,
Order.
yeah, and Evolve did well. It charted.
It was
It
number
was
2,
up there. The Order was, I think,
was
number
like
8.
8, yeah.
Which for a because the NPD top 10 now only counts. I mean, or rather, it counts
Physical.
all SKUs. It's
Oh,
not
yeah,
just
yeah. Yeah, that's why. I mean, that's why I was surprised Evolve was a #1 because Evolve had 3 SKUs.
right.
Yeah.
But the fact that any single platform title making it is actually a
Totally,
pretty
yeah.
substantial thing. So both that counts for both Zelda and the Order.
Yeah,
But,
totally.
Yeah, so, and then Microsoft, so Sony was the #1 home console, and here was Microsoft's thing. They basically said, we weren't #1, but here's something that makes it sound like we were. They played that card for the second month in a row, saying that February 2015 was Xbox One's best February ever. They've only
all
ever had
two.
one before this. And the console cost $500 back then.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hate on Xbox. I'm hating on the marketing
Yeah,
because
it's
it's just like
it's someone's job to be like, hey, present this data in a way that makes it seem good. Like,
yeah.
okay, I guess.
Well, because and Sony was in the roles were 100% flipped last
Oh, yeah,
generation,
totally.
where Sony was the one doing stuff like, well, the PlayStation family
Yeah.
was the #1 selling family this month.
Yeah, we've sold more because
Our
our
family
system's
sold more than your
$600. Yeah.
Our family-owned establishment is family.
The Xbox's family doesn't have children. Well, it had
Exactly.
the Zune.
They're
and
a
that was,
single.
that was a
Xbox
child that
was
gave
a
up for
single
adoption.
guy.
Yeah.
I had a Zune.
Damn it, Sean.
Just pointing it out.
Part of the problem.
Xbox was just single, cruising the town for the ladies
Yeah.
or the gentlemen, whatever.
The gentleman.
I'm not
Take
sure.
your pick. I don't know
Whatever
what
you
gender
want it
these
to be.
consoles are.
Yeah. So and of course, they also added. Microsoft also added that the Xbox One sold 84% better than January, the month before, which of course January featured an price drop that ended and then reverted 8 days later,
Yep.
but nevertheless probably didn't help sales
Yeah.
so much. So it's all just hilarious spin.
Yeah.
The good news, both consoles, Xbox One is doing so well relative to the 360.
Yeah, exactly.
This generation's in great shape.
Yeah.
It seems like, as you're pointing out, Marty, this is finally this year and next year, where we're really starting to get proper new,
Totally.
total next-gen games.
We're getting into
and
that
not-
Gears of War phase where you get this game and you're like, oh man, this is okay. I couldn't have done this on a 360 or on a PS3.
Yeah. Like, The Order wasn't that game in the gameplay department
No,
quite,
visually.
but visually it
Holy
was
crap.
just like,
Yeah.
yep, next-gen's
Yep,
here.
totally.
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah, this fall, I mean, well, even in the summer with when we're going to get Witcher and we're going to get Batman and we're going to get Phantom Pain.
Witcher in May,
September.
Batman in June.
Phantom Pain in September. I'm sure there'll be a big July or August game.
Oh, there usually is.
Yeah.
Something
yeah.
will sneak
I
in
don't know
there.
what that'll be. Yeah, interesting.
But good times all around.
Yeah.
However you like your spin.
City style.
Michael J. Fox approves of that
Yeah.
segment. All right. And finally this week, Tiger Woods. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. A man once revered and beloved by all, reduced to a TMZ headline.
Yeah. Womp womp.
Still richer than any of us will ever be. So
Challenge accepted. In-N-Out bet. I will buy the In-N-Out Corporation. I will be in control of all the In-N-Out bets.
could you do that? Actually, that would be amazing if I could get free In-N-Out because my friend owns
Totally.
it.
I'm going to remove all the weird scripture stuff from the cups. Let's go put Kanye
that
quotes.
still there,
We're gonna put
really?
Kanye quotes on the bottom.
Oh man.
Austin 316. That was wrestling. Stone Cold. What about golf?
What
are we
was
talking
the,
about?
wait,
golf?
what was the thing he was tweeting with the pictures today?
Swish. Oh my
That's
God!
on
I'm
the
gonna
bottom
put
of the cup.
swish.
Swish on the bottom of the cup.
It just says Swish in quotes and then hyphen Kanye West.
The creator of Swish.
Have you heard Kanye's radio rant from? He went on this this guy Sway's
I know Sway.
satellite radio
Yeah.
show, and Kanye was going off about how he's this generation's Da Vinci,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he needs some like rich guy to like enable him.
Yep,
and
yep,
Sway
yep.
was trying to be like, "Why don't you empower yourself,
Yeah.
Kanye?" And
Also, you have
he was
so
just-
much money. You're
he
fine.
he was going like Kanye just went off
Kanye-
the Kanye end.
He went on another.
Didn't he feel? I think I know the clip you're talking about.
Yeah.
He seemed like antagonized by it. He was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"You don't understand.
Yeah.
You aren't a self-made." Like he
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, I'm just asking, brother."
In one interview, he was talking about how much he loved Wreck-It Ralph. And he's like, I connect with that movie because there's a character called The Glitch. And I saw The Glitch, and I'm like, Kanye's The Glitch. Because I'm inside the computer. And I'm like, what does that mean?
Dude, this.
He's my hero.
Wow. He
and
must
Ta-
just be a fascinating person to talk
Him and
to.
Taylor Swift are my heroes.
Uh,
And Gandhi.
there's this
Tay
great.
Sway.
Tay Sway.
There's this great website of which the URL I forget, but the gist is like, did Kanye West say it or is it your creative director? And it's just like a random quote, and you have to choose like by clicking on their photos.
That's amazing.
And it's just like out of context quotes that
Yeah.
it's hilarious for anyone who works with
He's
creative
amazing.
people. Also, there must be something to his madness. The dude's won like 20 Grammys or something,
Yeah.
right?
Totally. He's
Legit
going to
talent.
He's going to win it. He's going to win a BAFTA. We're going to give him IGN's Game of the Year to the Kanye game. If I have any say in it. I have access to CMS. I can give Game of
That's
the Year
true.
to
You
whoever
can
I
change
want.
it to anything.
Yeah.
For all we know. All right. Tiger Woods. Remember that guy?
The golfer.
Yeah, the golfer. The frolfer.
A lot of ladies down in Orlando, Florida know who Tiger Woods is.
So we're not
Sweet.
getting a Tiger Woods game this year,
Nope.
are we?
It's we saw this coming.
Yeah.
For the last 2 or 3 years, they've been pushing Tiger further and further back, sometimes almost literally on the cover of the box for the Tiger Woods golf
getting-
game.
Where's Tiger? It's like
Smaller
a
and
Where's Waldo.
smaller.
Yeah, he's just
hiding,
like-
he's like by his face
It's
is
just
like
like
behind
a guy in a red shirt, like in the distant
Yeah.
green in the
Like, I think that
background.
might be
He's,
Tiger.
he's the guy who's supposed to like pull the flag out
Yeah.
of the hole for the real
Well,
guy
well,
shooting.
yeah, he's the caddy.
But yeah, like that last year, I think they called it the Masters, PGA Tour golf, whatever. And yeah, he's still always been associated with it until we now have an official plug pulling clean break. Tiger is no more, and EA has announced Rory McIlroy PGA Tour golf.
No idea who that is.
Rory is the new Tiger.
I'm not
confirmed.
in. I don't have my finger on the pulse of golf, but I don't know who that man
he's
is.
the new like young hotness
Gotcha.
on the PGA Tour. Who
Sounds Irish.
He just threw a golf club in the water because he got super mad.
Okay.
That was what he.
I like anger.
That was his most recent.
I'm a big fan of anger.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore.
Show some passion, right?
Yeah. Why
Out
don't we
there-
just make a
out there
Happy
on that
Gilmore
golf
golf
course?
game?
Why can't it be Happy Gilmore?
Why isn't there Happy
PGA
Gilmore
Tour?
DLC in any of these games?
Why aren't
Oh,
you a
that's
game
amazing.
designer?
Yeah.
Why do you still work here?
Why don't-
Like, and you can buy different like hockey sticks to golf with.
Oh man,
To
you get a
putt
DLC.
with. To putt with.
Yeah, you can get the
There you
Bob
go.
Barker announcer pack.
Yes.
The price is wrong, bitch.
Everything's the dumbest. Golf. These games
Is
are good
this
though.
just
I
because
mean,
he hasn't been relevant?
yeah, and he
in a
like
long time?
quasi-retired, and he's
no,
sort
he's
of
not.
really.
He's
still
totally.
plays?
He's just been injured. He's injured,
you
and
injure
when he
yourself?
has
His
played,
spirit
he's
has been injured.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was his own doing.
Yeah, injured, and when he has played, he's been fairly ineffective. I mean, he's still a great golfer, don't get me wrong, but yeah, he's far from the number one guy anymore.
Yeah.
But before you cry for Tiger Woods, which obviously you shouldn't regardless, but the guy did have a 16-year run with his own, headlining PGA Tour golf game, which compare that to, in NBA
Yeah.
2K, it's one guy a year, and every other game it's a different guy
Yeah,
I
every
was
year.
gonna say most players don't have a career that long.
Yeah, most other sports, totally.
Yeah.
I mean,
Much less like be at the top of your career that long.
Barkley Shut Up and Jam was one game,
Yep.
not 16 games. So
That's nuts.
Charles
that is
Barkley?
pretty impressive.
Sir Charles Barkley.
Oh man. Wait,
Yeah.
is he really a sir?
No,
No,
that's just
I know that was his nickname.
round mound to rebound.
Yeah.
Legendary Phoenix Sun.
I really want Charles Barkley to be knighted by
By the Queen.
by the Queen.
Yeah.
Now that you've said that, just because
Let's
it
make
has
it
a ring
happen.
to it.
Let's make it happen.
I think we can make that happen.
Tweet at Queen Elizabeth and say, hey, please knight at Charles Barkley.
At the real Queen Elizabeth. Wait a minute, this account's not even verified.
Yeah.
Who is this?
Yeah. And then
Kate Middleton
And then CC at Joe Biden.
with a parody account.
God. What a weird-
This is so funny.
what a weird incestuous family.
I don't even know what's happening anymore.
Yeah. This was sort of a. We had big news stories. We didn't have a lot of news stories though.
Yeah,
I'll take quality over quantity.
absolutely. Hitting hard where it counts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to Sean Finnegan for the marketplace report.
This is like
We got
a
anything we can
recurring
spend our
thing.
money on this week?
A couple things. Battlefield Hardline
Yeah.
and Final Fantasy Type 0 HD.
Both those are big. Both of the reviews are up
Are the
now in
retails?
theory.
By
Because
the
this is
time
going up
this
Wednesday.
airs?
Yeah.
Oh, yep. the
Battlefield's
time
probably
travel
review in
thing.
progress.
Review
I
in
would imagine.
progress because
Yeah.
we need to obviously after Battlefield 4 we need to play it on real online servers
Totally.
before we lay down a verdict.
Yep. But also with Type 0, you don't have it on here, but you can download Final Fantasy 15 episode Dusk Sky.
Oh yes, that's definitely
Download that.
important.
That is super cool.
Blade Storm.
Which you played,
oh,
right?
Yeah, Mitch and I
Not done
played like
yet.
3 hours of it at PAX.
And
super
it's
fun.
It's
It's super fun. It's absolutely gorgeous. There's a lot to do in it. It's more than just a demo. The characters are cool. Their interaction's weird. The demo's just weird. There's like a gas station where you can buy like jerky.
so
I got hit by a car almost.
serious question, not a troll.
Totally.
I've just never really been drawn to the Final Fantasy games.
Yeah.
Is this one going to do anything that lures me in,
If
or is
you've
it?
literally never, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of people like Lucy, our AU editor, says
Yeah.
she hasn't played a Final Fantasy game in like 8 or 9 years, and this is the one that she's getting excited for. And I was like, I think that's a good thing.
Okay.
It's definitely more. It's faster paced, action oriented,
See,
bigger open world
it's
stuff.
kind of a bummer that. Well, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, why attach a Final Fantasy demo to a Final Fantasy game? Why don't
Yeah.
we like the Metal Gear Solid 2 demo back in the day, which
was on
was
Zone of the Enders,
Zone of the
yeah.
Enders, like a game that you need. Not only that you want to get attention for, but that maybe doesn't overlap. It's like you can try to bring in some of those new people.
Interesting. Yeah. It would almost be like, how would this demo do if it was attached to like Rise of the Tomb Raider or something?
Exactly.
Like bringing in a new audience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Interesting points. Blade Storm Nightmare.
Whatever
That
that
sounds
is.
awesome.
Bladestorm : Nightmare.
Yeah. I have to vocalize the colons.
A blade storm in your colon would cause
A nightmare.
A nightmare,
Also,
that
I
is for
wish
sure.
this comma wasn't here so that
waking
these two
nightmare.
games combine to make one thing.
Blade Storm Nightmare Cabela's African Adventures.
The Bladestorm Nightmare.
Yeah. Don't know what that is, but Cabela's
the hunting
African
thing.
Yeah, you
Adventures
can
is a
shoot
thing.
endangered virtual species.
Yeah, the Cabela games that are at bars now
like a
are
hunting
made by
game?
the team that made Cruisin' USA.
Really?
I mean, the
Oh.
studio. I doubt
yeah.
the people are still there. Yeah. You used to cruise the USA, and now
used to
you
do that
shoot
too.
endangered animals.
That red Ferrari. Yeah. The Redwood level.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Because, I mean, have you ever driven down by Santa Cruz,
Yeah.
the Redwoods?
Yeah. It's just like
Remarkably
that.
accurate, that level design. And Resident Evil Revelations 2, $40.
Another, was it episode 4?
No, this
Episodic
isn't the episodic thing.
Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
Yeah. I think it is.
Yeah,
right?
Revelations
It is.
2's.
I can't. There's too many.
The only
do
reason I
it.
know this is because I think we did a video series on it with Max and Brian, like detailing kind of the history /
I think the
contextualization.
fourth one comes out this week, and the fifth one, the last one's next week. And then
Yeah.
maybe the $40 thing is when you can buy all of them, something like that. I don't know. Whatever.
Whatever.
Cool that it's episodic though.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
wonder
well-
if that's like one episode, $40. I
No,
sure hope not.
no. That's the whole thing.
On the digital place, we've got Tales from the Borderlands episode 2 on Xbox One and 360.
Remember, this
for $5.
podcast doesn't go up till probably 9 a.m. on Wednesday.
Okay, so I reviewed the game. I don't know what I gave it because I haven't finished it yet. Because I was at the point where I was going to start it, and then we got pulled in here. So look at my review to see my opinions on
Yeah.
Tales from the Borderlands, episode 2.
I like that. I'm gonna play it when I get back
Right
from
now on IGN.
Montreal.
Yeah.
I'm stoked. Episode 1 was one of the most pleasant surprises of 2014
Totally.
for me
As
because
someone who doesn't really care about Borderlands.
me too. I have just not invested in. It's nothing against Borderlands, but
Oh,
I've
yeah.
never been invested
Yeah.
in the universe. But
Yeah.
that game was one of the, as I said at the time, I think it's my favorite episode 1 of a Telltale game, other than Wolf Among Us. Those
Totally.
two are the best episode 1s.
It's funny. That world is interesting. It's this really good heist caper
Yeah.
story filled with really memorable,
Told from multiple
cool characters.
perspectives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does really cool things with perspective.
And it's classic Telltale sort of really engaging storytelling, yeah?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And again, if it's light on interactivity, but heavy on dialogue choices, and
And it's cheap,
Which-
and it's on both Xboxes.
Some people hate that.
I hate those
Caleb Lawson.
people.
Game, gameplay over storytelling every time. That
Suck
guy.
it, Caleb. You're not in this room.
Not here to defend yourself.
Onto the marketplace.
Yes. Yes.
For games with gold, we have Rayman Legends for Xbox One.
Download it now.
A great
Everybody loves
platformer.
Rayman. That's what you just said.
Rayman.
I mean, is it Rayman?
Yes.
Rayman.
Whatever. I don't care.
Whatever.
I
You're
can't
gonna marry
even,
Zoe
I can't even
Deschanel. What
do
does it
like
matter to
a
you?
Yeah.
Ray Romano because I never watched that show. I don't even know what he says.
That's actually. I've never seen that
I think
show.
you nailed it.
But he was on The Office, like guest starring one time. That's kind of what he sounds like.
Yeah. That's also my Chewbacca.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Doubles. Yeah.
Also accurate, I guess.
That's an owl.
It's Birdman.
Tomb Raider for the first 2 weeks of March, which is
Oh,
over.
you're done.
That's
Yeah.
over.
You're done.
Sorry.
You're done,
you missed
son.
it.
And Bioshock Infinite for the last 2 weeks, which
Well,
is
that's a very good game.
very cool.
Queue it
Yeah.
up. Even if
Love
you don't have hard
Bioshock
drive
Infinite.
space, just queue it. Good stuff. All right, gentlemen, we will come right back. Destin is not here because he's chosen to work. Loser. So you guys have a chance to gain some ground in the yearly standings.
Whoa. What happens at
in
the end of the
Unlock
year?
Block Trivia. Well, I had a great idea from a listener, and I wish I had his name in front of me. He suggested that I get a original Xbox Duke controller, have it bronzed, and call it the Dookie. And that's the trophy
the yearly
every year.
Dookie. We got to hand the Dookie over every
Yes,
year to the new winner.
Whoever has it has the trophy for that year. So I think that's what we're gonna do.
Guys, I lost my Dookie. Guys, I got
You're
drunk
the
and
biggest
I got
Duke-
drunk and I
Why?
sold my Dookie.
Yeah, you got the biggest Dookie of the year. Congratulations. All right, we'll be right back with Unlock Block Trivia right after this. All right, gentlemen, let's finish strong here. Unlock Block Trivia again. Destin absent by his own horrible
Hoist by his
choice.
own petard.
Whatever you just said.
He was hoisted by his own petard.
I'm going to bring up the scoring. We'll give
That
you
is
an
a
update.
noun that I've never heard. What is that?
That's a phrase.
Petard.
Hoist by your own petard. That means like
What is
you
that,
were
like a
you were
thing?
you were mucked up by your own doing.
Yeah.
I think a petard. I don't know what a petard is.
Sounds like something you'd wear.
I would
Like
a
type of
petardigan.
clothing, yeah.
Wearing my petardigans.
Destin in the lead for 2015 so far with 6 points. You guys each have 4.
Okay.
3-way tie for second. Mitch not here as well, so he will fall. You guys can gain some ground on both your
To be
second
fair,
place guy and the leader.
I feel like I've missed like 3 episodes this year so far.
To be fair, I feel like I have a quarter of the gaming knowledge of all of you. So the fact that I am in this race at all is kind of mind-boggling.
And to be
me.
fair, Destin probably cheats.
Yeah.
And to be fair, none of this
Hacksaw.
really matters. It's
I
all
want a
for fun.
Dookie.
It's all for fun.
It's all for the Dookie. Did it all for the Dookie.
So stick it up your.
Ugh.
However that song goes.
If we say his name, if we say Fred Durst 2 more times, he's gonna come through the wall.
Dude's a filmmaker now.
Yeah, he's like super tight with Jesse Eisenberg and David Fincher. I don't know. This world's awful.
Yeah. What?
Why?
The world's an awful place and not worth
I
fighting.
want to
for.
see what a Fred Durst, that's number 2, movie looks like.
Say my name.
He
one more
directed.
time.
I saw his movie.
Really? It was at Tribeca Film Festival like 2 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is a film festival I could never get into, so he must be doing something right.
What
Or
were we talking
horribly
about?
wrong.
What were we talking
I
about?
don't even know.
What is happening?
Yeah.
Unlock Block Trivia.
Speaking of
It
rock,
is-
speaking
yeah.
of rock bands,
Exactly. Perfect segue. You guys.
rock band Limp Bizkit.
It's like you guys planned this, except
Yeah.
this time you actually didn't.
yeah, worked well.
Peter, whose gamer tag is Pete MC. Pete Mc. Just like I'm Ryan McCaffrey. He's Pete Mc something.
It's from Dublin, Ireland.
Yeah, he's legit Irish.
Yeah.
I'm just pretend Irish.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Dublin, by the way, love that city.
So do I.
Spent a
Very
week
well.
there.
Love it.
Brilliant city.
Yeah.
Just again, I think I've told the story of, you do the Guinness Brewery tour, then at the end you go up to the observation tower that overlooks the whole city, which there are no like huge skyscrapers because they have a city law that the building height limit. So you go up there with the freshest Guinness you'll ever have in your life. Enjoy it's a 360 all window
He's
view.
like, I want to live
So
here.
good.
I want to
yeah.
be here.
That sounds amazing. I visited Ireland for a week too with my family, and my family is half Asian, and my mom cannot feel full unless she has like rice. And so we spent a week trying to find a Chinese place in Ireland.
How did that work out?
Very hard to find.
Yeah.
Also, when we found one, it was not very good.
I love everything about Dublin except Irish food. Like that's no.
You're not a fan of the meat and potatoes?
Not a fan.
Oh, I'm a big fan of meat and
Not
potatoes.
well, not their variety of it.
Well, I love meat and potatoes, but it gets old after like 5 or 6 times
Sure.
in a row. This is something I've come to know at Gamescom.
Yeah.
where it's all
Yeah,
meat and potatoes.
that's true. I remember the same thing when we were there. I was just like, I'm as burgers and pizza as it gets. But even by the end of that trip, I was like, I'm ready for a vegetable.
Yeah, I'm ready for or like a pasta or something, just
Yeah.
like not as Not as
Not as
meaty
heavy.
or
Yeah.
potato-y.
Anyway,
Oh yeah, back to
Peter
to
wins
the-
himself.
to
He
this.
actually elected for a copy of Limbo.
Nice.
So congratulations, Peter, sending in this question, which I liked. I knew this one, and I think you guys will too. Maybe I just like you,
know.
want to help you gain some ground on
Sure,
your competition.
totally.
And it's Rock Band related because, of course, we had the official Rock Band 4 announcement
Mm-hmm.
recently. With Rock Band 4 being announced, which Rock Band game of this list below was announced but never came out? Was there a Rock Band U2, a Rock Band Pearl Jam, a Rock Band Oasis, or a Rock Band Springsteen?
Rock Band
Do you
the
guys
Boss.
remember? Boss Band.
Boss Band. Ooh.
I have no idea, but it seems to me that Oasis.
I
is
would
the
be born
least
to
likely.
run, not walk to the store if the Springsteen
Dead
thing
to me.
ever came out.
Dead to me.
Yeah.
That was, come on, that
good.
was
That
great.
was actually
that
good.
was
Yeah,
great.
I like that a lot.
Tip your cap on that
Yeah.
one.
Bruce Springsteen and U2 seemed like the most likely to me to actually have come out, but I know they.
I would
based on
make
what
a
you just
Thunder
said.
Road on the way to the store if Springsteen Rock Band ever came out.
So I'm gonna say, oh God, B.
I would
Pearl
pre-order
Jam.
in the streets of Philadelphia.
What is
if-
happening?
Too many.
Go back to Jersey.
B is my answer.
I'm pretty sure it's not Oasis, although that'd be funny because it'd be funny if halfway through you had to get in a fight with your bandmate. You had to the band had to break
Yeah,
up for half
yeah,
the song
your
and then come
brother.
back together.
You had to fight over who's gonna be the lead vocalist for that one.
Yeah, totally. I was torn between U2 and Pearl Jam. Since Sean said Pearl Jam, I'm gonna go U2. Also, they're Irish. Pete's Irish. Sensing a connection.
You sense.
U2.
All right. One of you will gain ground on your competition this week,
Oh,
and it is
It's not me. I quit the show.
Sean Finnegan. You
I
win.
quit
Yes!
the show.
Pearl Jam.
Last episode ever.
this is quite an honor.
This is your acceptance speech.
Yeah.
We're gonna play you off.
Yeah,
All the string section came on.
I'm very happy to have been here. I want to thank my fellow contestants.
I just
Great.
have
All
one
one
last
of
thing
them.
to say. Swish.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Pearl Jam, huh?
I would take the back streets to the
God.
nearest GameStop if Rock Band Springsteen were a thing.
Do you like Springsteen? Is that what we're getting at?
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Yeah. He is.
It would be like a jungle land
Stop
inside
it!
that
None of
store.
that even makes sense. What is a jungle?
Because there'd be so many people. It'd just be like,
no, there wouldn't.
There are no people in the jungles, Marty. I mean, Ryan. I'm
whichever
used
guy
to
I
Marty
am.
saying these things.
I don't like anything that just happened.
So I'm in second place now, right?
You are. Sole possession.
1 point
Destin
shy
with
of-
6 points on the year. Sean with 5. That's the Shark. Marty and Mitch each with 4 points.
This is what I think of your one-page rundown. Get your 3D glasses on camera. Boop.
Oh, it's
autofocus!
coming right at me. All right. If you would like to be a winner of potentially a free Xbox video game, if I have any left, like Peter was, send your Xbox-related trivia question along with 4 multiple-choice answers. Please note the correct one in your email and send that to unlocked@ign.com. I think it's time to go.
It is.
Again, we're recording on Monday due to travel, and that probably means some major stuff's going to go down.
Yep.
And no, that's people stop taking that literally.
No.
Last time I said that, people were like, something big's going down.
No,
Like, no,
just
no.
literally, no.
Just that always happens.
Yep.
Whenever we record early, inevitably big news breaks. I hope it doesn't, so that the show doesn't seem all dated and terrible more
Unless
than
the
usual.
big news is really good, in which case I hope it does.
And then we'll just record a segment later or something. Maybe possibly.
We'll just never cover it.
Yeah, pretend it never
Half-Life
happened.
3 released today.
I was out of town. This never happened.
It's never happened.
Did
No.
not a thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sean Finnegan, what are you working on? What should we be following you, checking out your work?
You should definitely follow me on Twitter at I'm Finnegan. I would love to promote a piece that I'm working on, but I can't say anything about it. I mean, you guys
Soon.
know what it is.
Yeah.
But
I do.
Soon, yeah, you'll be able
Time
to all
will
see it
tell.
on IGN.com. It's a really awesome video. We worked really hard on it, and I'm excited to share it with
Yeah.
you all when the time is
I'm
right.
excited to see it.
Marty?
I'm on Twitter at McBiggity, 2 G's and 2 T's. Like I said earlier, my Tales from the Borderlands review is most likely up now. Check out what I thought of that game. I'm also on, I'm a co-host of Podcast Beyond, which is our PlayStation podcast. So if you like other video games, maybe listen to that.
I
Or
can just
not.
see someone typing into Twitter. Oh, okay. McBiggity 2
TWO. G.
2TS. Is that
Wait,
right?
this is over 140 characters.
What is this? What kind of Twitter handle is this? This is the worst Twitter handle I've ever heard of. And that was before I got to the 2Gs, 2Ts part.
Curses.
Anyway, you can follow me at DMC_Ryan. I may be offline, not tweeting as much a little bit by the time you hear this because I may be in a place where I need to have airplane mode because I can't afford international data rates on Twitter, but I will update you with interesting things as I can. I kindly remind you, if you have not already signed up for IGN Prime, that is a great way to help keep food in our mouths, keep us employed, keep us doing what we're doing. And what you get is, most importantly, no ads before videos on IGN.
Yep.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, that's the best.
Also, the occasional free game. The Witcher 2 on PC is free right now.
Yeah, super cool.
And sometimes beta keys as well.
Yeah.
We did Destiny. We've done, I don't know, a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, definitely worth it.
But yeah.
If you watch a lot of videos, it's awesome.
It's $30 a year. IGN.com/Prime is the place to go for more information on that. And I think we've come to the end of the line here. Most of you subscribe to the show on iTunes. Search Podcast Unlocked. Click subscribe. It'll be drip fed to you each and every week. Reminder, you can watch the show, full video show on either YouTube or IGN or most recently, the
app.
IGN Xbox One app, which is a awesome way to watch it.
Yeah, about time.
Free download. Install that.
Press the back button, aka select, aka view, to go full screen. We're fixing that lack of notification. Just want to say that every week. Press select, press back to go full screen on any video. So I think we're done.
We did it.
Sean Finnegan, the Shark, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Marty Sleva,
my pleasure.
Hugs to you as well, my friend.
I'm not actually quitting the show.
No.
I was just angry for that moment.
You're not allowed to.
I'm not allowed to quit. As I get up and I'm shackled to the ground.
Your comeback is still forthcoming.
Yes, exactly.
For Sean and Marty, I'm Ryan. This was Podcast Unlocked, episode 187. Let's go play Ride or Die in celebration for the original Xbox.
I don't want to do that.
Don't do that.
Don't
That's
do that.
not a good plan.
Don't ride
for
or
anyone.
die.
No.
Go play Skate or Die.
That's a better way to spend your time. Nothing to do with 187.
Nope.
But a better use of your time.
No cop killing.
All right, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.